Welcome back, fellow gamers. I want to talk to you today about the masterpiece collection called Invocations that will be appearing in Amonkhet. So they were spoiled, and there was a lot of backlash towards the actual cards, the design on the cards. So I wanted to talk to you today about that and give you my opinion on where I stand. Maybe you're on the fence, I don't know. I do know that the first time I saw them, I actually was scrolling through my Twitter feed and I saw these cards and they were just kind of, just there, they're images, and I scrolled past them because I didn't know that they were actually Magic cards. I mean, they look so different from Magic cards, and just it was such a departure that I completely glossed over. I'm like, oh, this must be a new card game that's coming out. Pass. Like, wasn't anything that was of interest to me. Then I saw more and more images, and then I saw some images from MTG-related accounts. It's like, hold up, let me have a look. So I had a look, and I gotta say, at first, I didn't know what the heck was going on. So the font that appears where the card name is, and then the identifier, so if it's creature type, instant, all that. So at first, again, I didn't know I didn't know what language it was, and that was the point, I believe. They wanted to make it look like hieroglyphics, which they succeeded. So the card itself looks like the name is in hieroglyphics, but if you look closely, after a few of the symbols, there's the card name. So that, to me, indicates that they wanted it to be foreign and first pass, which they succeeded on, but then you can easily identify what the card was by the name after you knew where to look. So again, after a few of the hieroglyphics are, on the front and the back end, the actual name of the card is fairly easy to figure out. So to me, that's fine. That is completely fine. I don't see a problem with that. I don't understand why people are complaining about it. Does it look great? That's personal taste. Is it functional? No, but I think, again, that's the point. You wanted it to look like it was a foreign language, or and you look at people who collect foreign language cards. Like, if you don't read Japanese and somebody plops down a play set of Japanese cards, yeah, you'll be like, well, I know the art on the card. Well, yes, but eventually you'll know the arts on these cards too. These are just because they're new. The fact that they're tournament legal to me has no bearing on it, and I don't think that's a good argument, to be quite honest. And you look at the Elshnorn Judge promo, it's all in Phyrexian. I don't know what Phyrexian is like. Like, I have the card, I love the card, and I want them to do more of that. And I don't think that's a deterrent. Like, if you drop Elshnorn, yeah, you know what Elshnorn does. And even if you don't, it's searchable. It's not a big issue. Going on font, I actually think the text box is pretty clear. I know some people are talking about the kerning and how the spacing is in the actual text box of the cards. To me, it's fine. It's fine. It gives, again, it follows a theme of it's something different. It's a clearly different font that they made for this. Again, it's fine. Is the kerning a bit off? If the kerning is a bit off, I mean, at this point, you're really getting nitpicky. Like, you're really getting nitpicky. If that's your problem and that's what you're basing the fact you don't like the card on, again, I don't have a problem with it. I can read the actual rules of the card perfectly. And yeah, there's a lot to be said about the borders. Some people don't like the borders. I was actually kind of meh on the borders until I saw Trick Jarrett. He posted a GIF and then after that a video of the actual card spinning. And I gotta say, it actually looks really cool. I'm actually a big fan of the way they've done the foiling with the gold on the borders. And then thankfully, the art is foiled this time around. That's one of the things I really didn't like about the Kaladesh Inventions, was most of the art wasn't foiled. Like, there was a foil backing, but because of the layering process, a lot of the versions of the the Inventions didn't come out foil. I was super disappointed in that because a lot of the art there is so beautiful. I would have loved that. But in this go, I'm completely fine with the stone slab not being foiled. I think that it's really cool the way they've done the foiling process this time around. I'm really excited to get my hands on some of those. Looking at it even more, I see that people are complaining about the actual added CG, like the shadowing on some of the aspects of the cards. That, again, I can kind of see where you're going with that. It doesn't really bother me. It just adds that extra layer. Wizards of the Coast tried something different, and that's what I appreciate. I like the cards. I'm going to go on record. I like the cards. I'm going to be collecting them. I'm not a big fan of some of the art. Like the Force of Will art, I don't really like that much. But moreover, I really like the fact that they took it this direction. They tried a really big departure. And I'm actually worried that all this negative backlash will cause them to play it safer. And That's the last thing we need. We need Magic to continue pushing boundaries. And there's people on Reddit that are calling for, designers' heads and everything. Like, get out of here. Like, honestly, get out of here. People are supposed to take chances. Playing it safe is boring, and it makes it so people aren't interested in the product anymore. The fact that we're talking about this means that they made the right decision by trying something new. Now, maybe they go and they take it a step back and they just maybe get rid of the shadowing. Maybe they try something else. I don't know, but I really like it. I don't have a problem with the mana symbols being colorless or monochromatic based on what the slab color is. It really doesn't bother me because, again, they have the color indicators on the columns on the side of the card. Yes, it's difficult to put our heads around it now because they are brand new. Once these have been out, I think that people will start getting accustomed to seeing them. Wizards needs to keep pushing the envelope like this. I highly encourage it. One of the things that I will say also about the actual invocations and the card selections are pretty cool. There's a variety amount, although the amount, like dollar value of the cards they chose to reprint, I don't know how on par it is with the last two expedition and inventions. I don't know what that's like, but I do know that I would like most of these cards in foil because I don't have a lot of them. I really don't have a problem with this batch. I'm excited to see what else is going to be in the Fateful Hour set. I know I'm already looking to Fateful Hour before Amonkhet is even spoiled. I'm just really excited for this aspect of the invocations. And at the end of the day, you need to remember, like, again, this is something for collectors. If you don't like it, there's nothing stopping you from getting the normal versions. Hopefully this might actually help demand. I don't think it will because I don't think there'll be enough printed. It's going to really depend on how much product of Amonkhet is open. Them being unique is a huge boon to people that will want to collect these. And there aren't going to be cards that look like this ever again. So I do think we're going to see an upwards trajectory after the fact. I think that initially people are kind of trying to get rid of them if they don't like them and they open them. So I'm going to try to buy in on these early. I'm not going to invest in them. I just want one copy of each for me. Maybe not Force of Will because I have the Eternal Masters version. I really like the Eternal Masters version, so yeah, that one's going to stay there. I really want to stress, though, that Wizards should keep doing this. And if you remember, I posted a video about 7 or 8 months ago about before these became a mainstay, I suggested that when Phyrexia is brought back into the story that they should do a expedition version of what I said at the time of Phyrexianized creatures from Magic's past. I still really want them to do that. I'm hoping that this backlash doesn't prevent that because I do think that Phyrexianized like legendary creatures from Magic's past would be a really cool thing to have. I know it doesn't really fit with the direction that they're going now where they want to take things that appear like on the plane, but I hope that maybe that gets tweaked, and I would love to see Phyrexian writing on cards, like the Phyrexian language displayed on cards, and I think that the backlash that people are showing here might actually prevent that. I think it'd be really cool to see legendary creatures or creatures from Magic's past that aren't necessarily going to be affected by Phyrexia, just, Phyrexianized for the sake of having these types of expeditions, I keep saying expeditions, but you know what I mean, and just having them on there and being unique and cool, and I'm really worried that all this negative feedback is going to bite us in the butt in terms of the innovation that Wizards are trying to do. Not everybody bats 1,000, and I think that having people make mistakes is fine. And I don't even think these are mistakes. Are the borders a bit wide? Maybe a tad. I did see some people mocking up some versions where there were borderless, and they were really cool. Or the borders were just on the sides with the middle part of the actual box being art, or a box being card. They were really nice, but again, that becomes like there's a logistics behind it. Maybe they didn't want to do it. Maybe they explored that option. Who knows? All I know is I'm happy with them trying to innovate, and if there's a backlash, I just hope that they take the good and the bad. Because hey, I mean, are they perfect? No, I see where people are coming from with certain aspects, but the people that are calling for designer to be fired, or the art direction on this is just wrong, I think that's misplaced. I think if you don't like it, that's fine. Maybe it's just not for you. Not everything in life is going to be for everybody. I didn't like the Kaladesh inventions, right? So with that said, I'd love to know what your opinion is of these cards. What do you think of the art? What do you think of the style? What card are you happy that got reprinted? Let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, you can check out some of my other videos right over here. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can do that right there. It helps the channel out, but it also lets you know when we upload new content. I'd like to thank you for making me a part of your day. And until next time, good gaming.